The global economy is shaking and most people have no idea what's brewing behind closed doors. Right now, the United States is sending out threats disguised as trade deals to over 100 countries, an act that could ignite a financial firestorm across the globe. And this time, the target isn't just China or Russia. It's the entire BRICS alliance plus every nation daring to trade with them. But what's even more shocking, many of these nations are simply ignoring Washington's demands. Today, we dive deep into this escalating showdown between the US and BRICS, the hidden moves reshaping the future of global trade, and how America's latest threats could backfire spectacularly. Let's begin. It started as an audacious promise, a pledge to strike 90 new trade deals in 90 days. But behind the scenes, it's clear, this was never about negotiation. Scott Bessent, a top advisor, is now scrambling. Washington has sent out over 100 letters to foreign governments. These aren't friendly proposals, they're ultimatums. The message: accept new trade terms or face crushing tariffs. Many nations didn't even bother responding. Silence speaks volumes. The world isn't dancing to America's tune anymore. What's inside those letters? A brutal tariff threat. Some countries could face tariffs as high as 50%. That's enough to wipe out entire industries. Over 50 nations are on Washington's hit list, but here's the kicker. History shows these tactics almost never work. Sanctions and embargoes tend to backfire, isolating the instigator. And the US, despite its size, is just one player in an increasingly connected global economy. Washington may threaten 100 countries, but only a few really matter. Nations like China, Canada, Japan, Vietnam, and Korea dominate US import markets. These countries wield enormous leverage. If they retaliate, the damage to US industries could be devastating. The stakes are enormous, especially with input costs already rising. But Washington isn't stopping there. The latest proposal is beyond anything we've seen. An extra 10% tariff on any country aligned with BRICS policies. Sounds vague, right? That's because it is. Anti-American policies could mean anything from de-dollarization to simply trading in local currencies. Germany trading with BRICS in euros, that could trigger penalties. Buying gold instead of US bonds, also punishable. The threat is so broad that nearly any action outside US interests could fall under its scope. Why is Washington so afraid? Look at the numbers. BRICS nations have been gaining serious ground. In 2000, the G7 controlled 70% of global GDP. Today, that figure has shrunk to around 40%. Meanwhile, BRICS is surging. By 2029, China alone will account for 19% of global GDP. Add India, Russia, Brazil, and newcomers like Indonesia, and the alliance could soon control 1/3 of the world economy. Washington is pushing back, but can it stop the inevitable? China isn't just sitting back. They've been on a massive gold buying spree, accumulating more than 34 tons since last year. Why? Because gold is beyond Washington's control. Unlike dollar reserves or treasury bonds, gold has no counterparty risk. It's immune to political pressures. Beijing's message is crystal clear. They no longer trust the dollar. And every ounce of gold they buy pushes the world further away from US dominance. The cracks are already showing. In a stunning move, a German pension fund recently invested $50 million into Chinese stocks, a G7 nation backing BRICS markets. Hong Kong's Hang Seng Index is soaring up 21% this year while US markets lag behind. Capital is moving east. The trade war, instead of isolating BRICS, may have triggered the next phase of global economic realignment. Beijing's next move: cancel Wall Street's dominance literally. Through their expanded southbound bond connect, China is allowing up to 1 trillion yuan, about $140 billion, to flow into foreign bonds. Why does this matter? Because it opens the floodgates for Chinese investors to buy overseas assets, including US dollar debt. This isn't just about making money, it's about building Hong Kong into a rival financial hub to Wall Street. It's a quiet, strategic move, and it's happening right now. Meanwhile, back home, Trump's tax bill is creating a different kind of crisis. The bill adds over $3 trillion to the national debt, and it's already pushing inequality to extremes. The richest Americans are enjoying tax cuts while the poorest face rising costs. With tariffs driving prices even higher, millions will feel the squeeze, consumption will drop, and the entire US economy could slow for years, possibly decades. Here's the bottom line. The US is isolating itself, BRICS is gaining strength, and the world is rapidly moving away from dollar-based trade. If Washington keeps pushing tariffs and threats, it risks triggering a global shift that could be irreversible. The dollar's reign isn't over yet, but the cracks are widening. The question is no longer if, it's when. But what do you think? Is this the beginning of the end for US economic dominance, or will Washington regain control? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Stay safe, stay informed, and keep watching.